Ladies and germs, I'm going to get right into it. Today, I have a very special guest. People say that, but this is a very special guest. He is a actor. Are you an actor?
No.
He's a reality icon.
Sure.
Reality icon, producer, creator, supernatural, would you say?
Investigator?
Investigator. He's a legend. He's born of legends. And we have a lot to catch up on. He's a raconteur. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jack Osborne.
Thank you very much. That's quite the intro.
Dude.
That was good.
You have so many titles, bro.
I don't know about that.
First of all, I really appreciate you coming in here. I know
No
the
worries.
office is a little dirty.
No, dude, it's fine. It's all good. You should see my house. I got 4 kids. It's like...
Well, like I said, you're the white Nick Cannon. you drop.
Right? Yeah, you know, it's...
You look at somebody, they kind of get in their first trimester.
Right? It just happens. Yeah.
Dude, I have so much to say to you. First, I really do appreciate your time.
No worries. No, this is
I love
great.
that you came up here. Jack has blessed my office, so it means a lot because I know how he lives his life.
No, this is great. I love it.
So, dude, there's so much about you. How old are you?
I'm 37.
You're 37.
Yeah. Oh, you want something weird? I thought last year I was 37. I went an entire year when I was 36 telling everyone I was 37. And then I stopped because my birthday was in November, and I was like, wait, now I'm 37. That's how you know you're old, when you just don't even fucking care about your age.
For a whole year.
Yeah, I was telling everyone I was 37 and I was 36.
Why did that happen?
I don't know. I really have no idea.
But is the sound good enough in your?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
good.
great.
So you're 37.
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah.
You're 37. Okay. And so, did you grow up mostly in England?
Mostly in LA, actually, because I moved here. We moved here 3 times, and then we finally
Put it a little closer to your mouth.
we finally stayed
There it
here.
is.
That's what she said.
Yes.
We finally stayed here when I was 12 years old. So I've been here since I was 12, basically.
Since you were 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Beverly Hills?
The mean streets of Beverly Hills, yeah.
Hardcore, son.
You better watch it.
I'm going to try to, because I have ideas of how I want to guide this convo, but I know we're going to go off the rails, but I have to tell you, you don't we have our own personal history, which I'll get into, but when your show, I think it's probably a top 3 show for me all time.
Oh, wow.
I think you started in 2000?
It aired in 2002. We started filming in 2001.
You were the same time that I was the same time.
Yeah.
So I went from 02 to 04.
Yeah, that's basically us. Yeah, we went 02 to 05.
Yes. And you guys, but I started filming in 01. I would be filming my show, and you're dead and tired and all that stuff. And then my whole weekend after catching up and doing all of my pranks and shit would be just binging. This is when I don't know if we could, I think we could DVR that.
I think TiVo was around.
I would TiVo all your episodes.
Yeah.
And I would just watch them all Saturday. You, Blind Date, and me were my favorite shows.
Blind Date was great. I also liked Eliminate.
Eliminate was amazing.
Yeah. Next,
yeah, I got to do an app. I'm sure
you did.
But we do promo apps.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about anyone in the family except Ozzy, and then there was a precursor to your show in the sense that was the Pamela Amy Heckerling. I think she directed or produced a whole documentary series about American rock and roll or something.
Okay.
It was rock stars, and your dad made a fried egg in it. Do you remember that?
Huh.
He made a fried egg, and it was Ozzy Osbourne, and it was in the 80s.
Okay.
First, it was the whole
Oh no, that was you're talking about
legendary.
It was Penelope Spheris.
Penelope Spheris, exactly.
Was it Decline?
Decline of Western world. First was the punk years, and next was the metal years.
Yep.
Your dad was the metal years.
Yeah.
And it was Ozzy Osbourne making a fried egg.
Yeah.
And no one had ever seen anything like that.
Decline is an amazing doc.
Amazing doc.
Yeah.
And then when you guys did your show. Like, unless you saw that one little clip of your dad, no one knew. And it was it was so groundbreaking. Do you understand how groundbreaking you are?
I don't know about that. I was just kind of... Listen, my thing was like I was 15 years old, and they said, hey, you're going to be on MTV. And in 2000, when they were like, you're going to be on MTV at 15, that's like...
100,000%. But you were living in MTV. Your family, your father is one of the reasons why MTV survived.
Yeah, but it was my dad was never like an MTV artist, because he was kind of, it was always weird, because there would always be this issue about why aren't they playing Aussie videos on MTV? Why aren't they playing Aussie? You know, Ozfest was huge. It was like this constant back and forth. And they were just like, well, he's not necessarily, you know, he's not, I mean, because you got to think, in the 90s, it was like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and, you know, that was the big draw. The 80s kind of hair metal bands had gone, even though my dad wasn't, he kind of progressed past that.
I remember watching him, though. There was a big concert on MTV with him, and he was, I want to say maybe it was the Bark at the Moon tour.
Okay.
And he, like 80, I think I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
It was when MTV started, he was much more of a staple. I agree.
Yeah.
And he was before Van Halen.
Yeah.
And then Van Halen was that, but rock and roll was pretty much that until 88, 89, I would say.
Yeah.
And then it got hip hop, and then it got everybody.
Yeah, it went grunge, hip hop, and But so there was always this weird, like, I remember being, you know, my mom would always get like, she'd be pissed at the label because they weren't pushing my dad's videos enough with MTV, and then MTV2 launched and VH1, and that's when they started playing a lot of my dad's stuff. But the show was kind of one of those things where it came about because we'd done an episode of Cribs.
That's right.
And my dad refused. He was all just pissed off, and he's like, I don't want to film it. And so me, my sister, and my mom kind of took the cameras around, and the episode did really, really well.
I remember this. Yes. It was. Was it early in Cribs?
Yeah, it was because it was in maybe 99 or 2000.
Yeah, because I think that was the episode that kind of either made Cribs become huge or was like early on and put Cribs on the map.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the. I mean, it was like the most requested. They would have people like writing in, being like, play that episode again, and yeah, and so then
so you did that. And then MTV said, "There's a show here."
Yeah, and it was funny because, you know, our good friends, you know, Rod Asa over at
Legends.
Yep,
Shouts out.
Yeah, Greg Johnston and Lois, and
do you see yourself in that?
Oh yeah, I can see myself. Hi, I can see my hat.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things where we just met. We went for a dinner meeting at Ivy on the Shore in Santa Monica.
Great spot. Great crab.
Yeah, real good crab. I like the Cajun blackened shrimp. That's the jam.
There it is.
And it was like, hey, we want to do something with you guys. We don't know what though, and we just spitballed. We sat over dinner, and they're like, you know, does Jack and Kelly want to do VJ stuff? And after like a 2-hour dinner, we landed at like, why don't we just do our own version of The Real World? And that was literally how it was pitched.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, two things. Because I took that dinner with Lois and Rod, and I don't think it was Ivy. I think it was Mastro's at the Shore or Boa, and it was the same. They're the best.
Oh, the best.
They're the best. The last of executives where we're like, let's just have a bottle of wine and some amazing food and talk.
Yeah, and figure this out.
Yes, it wasn't like no stringent. So the fact, so you go in, you do that. Do you understand though that you just said something? The Real World was the only thing.
Yeah.
You guys were the first. You were pre Kim and God, Jesus Christ.
Kardashians?
No, pre Paris and Nicole.
Nicole, yeah.
You were pre Paris and Nicole, which I think was like the next iteration.
Yeah.
You guys were pre Kardashians. All of that.
Yeah. It was it in the kind of order of things. It went Osbournes, Anna Nicole Smith, and then Nick and Jessica.
Yes.
Those three were like, we were all in like that. Once we did ours and it worked, then it was like instantly Nicole, Anna Nicole Smith, and then
Nick and Jessica.
Dude,
yeah. You wrote, you were pioneers of basically the format which you guys did is you kind of created like a version of a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but you did a reality sitcom. Like before a sitcom, whoever did the first one, that's what I look at you guys. I look at you guys as like the Norman Lear of reality.
Well, it's funny because like,
and it's just so fucking funny. It's so funny, and I know that this works in there, but I guarantee most of it's natural.
Oh, there was very little.
Yes.
The kind of producing that they would have us
Tiny.
It was like, hey, will you guys go on a vacation? Or hey, can you and your dad go on a fishing trip?
Exactly.
It was like that kind of stuff, and they would never tell us to walk in the room and say, hey, what the fuck? It just happened. But the funny thing is, obviously I've been producing reality shows for a long time now, as well as like hosting shows, but the thing that's crazy is the way it's done now is it's so scripted.
It's way crazier than wrestling.
Yeah. Yes.
Like wrestling, you have your points.
Yeah.
But now they're like giving you lines.
Yeah.
And no, I know. I knew because I'm glued. I was glued to you. I was glued to Blind Date, even though Blind Date was probably more of a work.
Yeah.
But there was all that. I love Happy Accents. And I just knew that you guys were just these bulls in a china shop.
Yeah.
And it was just so. You also are a pioneer of taking the basic cable television channel and making it more relevant than network television. And MTV was already relevant, but not for programming.
No.
It was for award show events or crazy music videos or drama. But you guys put them on a programming map.
Yeah.
I mean, the Real World did stuff, but I just feel like you guys had the biggest payday.
Yeah. We got paid pretty nicely. And you know why that happened?
Why?
It's actually kind of fucking genius.
I'm sure Sharon had something to do with it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a on purpose and accident at the same time. So we started filming season 1 in October of 2001.
Okay.
And it was just, we were only supposed to film for 3 weeks to do a pilot. And then we just kept going. And then, Christmas happened. We go into the new year of 2002 and then, they're cutting it and everyone's going like all this like buzz is like coming around. Like the network's like, oh, wow.
Huge buzz.
This is a thing. And we go to the TV upfronts and everyone was like, what the fuck is this? And like, it was getting a lot of media hype. But the negotiation process, we were just, sure, we'll sign the contract. And they would be like sending over stuff, paperwork to sign. And, our business manager would go back and tweak this, do that, do this. And then we got Ari Emanuel like kind of rolled in and was like, all right, like let's, there's something going on. We can help you. And, they premiered the entire first season without any of us signing a release.
No!
The entire thing. So 10 episodes of myself and Kelly, both minors, and both my parents without a signature on anything.
Oh, oh my God!
Yeah.
This is not MTV. This is not Paramount. This is Viacom.
Yeah.
This is a fucking one of the 6 media conglomerates.
Yeah.
You had them by the taint.
And so we basically were like, pay up or like you're going to have problems. And they were just like, all right, what do you want?
So things were so hot and you guys were negotiating so much that it was all a good faith.
Yeah, cool, we'll sign, no problem. They even, at one point, I forgot who it was from MTV. We were in New York doing promo, and the head of I forget, who was the head? It was not Brian Graydon. It was, who was...
Another legend.
It was, yep. There was someone above him, and he called my dad up to his office, and he was like, hey, we're so excited about the show, because the first episode had already aired and it got great numbers. And he like handed my dad a check and he's like, hey, here you go. Like, I want to make sure you guys, because they knew. And my dad like took the check and my dad, although some might think he's not, he's switched on as fuck.
Oh, he's super
And he just
on.
like took the check and in the elevator on the way down was just like, rip. And like ripped up the check. He was like, I'm fucking taking that.
Wait, who gave him the check?
The head of the network. They were like, yeah.
That's, for everybody listening, that's bizarrely, that never happens. That's
Never
the
happens.
weird, it's like, hey, Ozzy, take this side piece.
Yeah.
We'll figure, that's not, those guys don't even know who the accounting people are.
100%. That's why it was so fucking weird.
That's mafia, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, just take this down. Was it 7 figures? Or
no,
high sixes?
It was
Nice
I would
sixes.
say it was medium sixes.
Medium sixes, okay.
Yeah, medium sixes.
So here's for you and the kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think it was like, it was like, I actually don't even think it was medium. I think it was like 100K for my dad, 100K for my mom, and like 50K for me and Kelly.
So like 250.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So your dad ripped it up.
Yeah, and then it was, and that's, I mean, we own the Osbournes now. Like we have all, like, that's why it's not on MTV anymore. That's why you don't see reruns. We own it.
I know, and I know you're gonna possibly do stuff,
Yeah.
but I won't talk about it unless you want to.
Yeah, we can. I mean,
What's your plan?
so we're gonna launch something in this year called Osborne Media House, and we're gonna have we're all gonna be doing our own podcasts, and we're gonna
Brilliant.
have the old episodes to where if you subscribe, there's a paywall, kind of like a Patreon type thing. You'll have access to all the old episodes, and we're gonna do some new stuff with the old episodes as well, and some commentary stuff.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
Do you want to know what's crazy? I actually put an episode on for my kids for the first time last night.
And what happened?
They would, my daughter.
How old's your oldest?
My oldest is 10. That's Pearl. Andy is 7.
But Pearl's like 30 in her mind.
She is. She's
super,
she's a wise,
super
wise
advanced.
Little one. Yeah. Andy, she's 7. She's a total ball buster. Minnie, she's 4, and then we have Maple, who's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So we were sat on the couch, and because they like
you have all girls.
All girls, dude.
Oh God.
I got the player's curse.
God is teaching you a lesson.
I know. He's like, hey.
Hello. So that's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
You will be the best.
Here's the thing I look at.
You know every pitfall.
Oh yeah. It's true.
Oh.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I know every one-liner a guy's ever gonna throw at him.
Yeah.
Every promise. Every.
Oh God, that's brilliant. I mean, they couldn't ask for a better dad.
Totally.
I mean,
yeah.
So you watched the episode, and what happened?
Pearl was into it. She was funny. She was like, "Oh my God!" She kept saying, "Nana looks so different. Nana's face looks so different." My mom's probably had like 3 or 4 facelifts since then, so she looks very different, and maybe 1 or 2 different noses. But it was just funny. And then Andy just kept going, "Oh my God, this is so cringe. This is so cringe." And she's 7. She's like, "I can't watch this. I want to turn it off. It's too cringe."
I love it. The reviews of the 7-year-old.
Yeah. Okay,
so one of the things about the show is it introduced us as you guys as this perfect little nuclear family who, that's what you guys were. The foils and the fibles of, or whatever that word is, where it's just things of life of going to Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
You just happen to, your father just happened to be a world-renowned rock star. And you guys did kick it. The house was amazing in BH.
Yeah.
But you tell me, I can cut anything out. There was you have another sister.
I do. Yeah.
And if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But the thing was that I didn't even know until I'm like, there's another Osborne. I was like 2 seasons deep.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Or she just never wants to play?
She's a very...
All same family?
Yeah, all same. Yep, same mom and dad. She's very private.
Okay.
And she was kind of, I guess at the time, it was kind of like, MTV. Like that was the, she was a little bit, she's
more Silver Lakey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just never appealed to her. And I kind of, I've always wondered, we're not very close at all. I never see her. We never really speak. So I don't know. I've often wondered, I've always wanted to have a conversation with her being like, do you regret not doing it?
Mm-hmm.
I think she would never admit it, but I don't know. She just chose not to. And, she's dabbled in music. It's kind of, she's released some stuff here and there. And I don't know. She kind of just does her thing.
Did she live in the house with you while you guys were doing it?
No, she moved out. She moved out right, about a year before we started. She moved out very young. Yeah, and she's kind of just.
Does she talk? I mean, again, I'll cut this.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
Does she talk to? I mean,
she's close. She's close with my parents, but not with Kelly and I. We rarely speak to each other.
Because you guys are like these little bookends, and then you got the parents, and it's like you guys are like, here's the parent salt and pepper shaker, and you guys are the kids salt and pepper. It was like this perfect little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there was the third. But the spin was that she just didn't want to do it. And there was a lot of nobleness in the press. People were like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it did work perfectly with you guys.
Totally. Yeah. And listen, truth be told, it would have been fun with Amy because she is very different from Kelly and I.
Mm-hmm.
It would have, and I would have never had a problem with her doing it. It would have been fine. It would have been great. But she just, for whatever reason, whether it was pride or just being a shy person, it just never, she never wanted to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't mean it's like I said. We're not close. I never really see her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's no. I don't. It's kind of like from when we started doing the show. It's like it was always just been Kelly and I at that point. She's kind of we're like ships passing in the night kind of thing.
Listen, just because people are family doesn't mean I
exactly.
have that.
Yeah,
we all have that. When that show was done, were you 18 yet?
We finished, and had I just turned 18 or was I 19? I think I was about to turn 19 because right after is when I went off to England and did my show over there for like 6 years.
What was your other show?
I did a show called Adrenaline Junkie. It was like an extreme sport travel show.
Okay.
So like I traveled all over the world doing all these different crazy stunts and stuff. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. It was like I was like one of those Instagram assholes before Instagram.
And was it MTV?
No, it was I did it for ITV2 in England.
Okay.
Yeah, it was funny. We were like in like 160 countries except North America.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we were everywhere. We were even in the Vatican. Like I got this like thing. They're like Vatican TV they were like, "Oh, it does really well in Vatican City." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Cuz they have their own network.
Yeah.